Welcome everybody to this launch and introduction to the video series on how to prepare for your NPIP biosecurity audit. I'm Abby Noy, University of Minnesota Extension Educator for Poultry, and thanks for joining me as I help you navigate each of these biosecurity principles in order to prepare for your audit. Why do the National Poultry Improvement Plan biosecurity principles even exist? Their purpose is to help you evaluate and manage disease risk on your poultry farm. And each of these 14 principles are individual methods that will help you accomplish this. Moving forward, in order for you to be eligible for HPAI indemnity, and as a result of an outbreak, you need to participate in this program and have the audit completed by the official state agency. In Minnesota, the OSA is the Minnesota Board of Animal Health, and Doctors Dale Lauer and Shauna Voss are going to be the ones responsible for completing these audits here. Each site needs to complete the audit every 2 years, and after each of the audits, the official state agency will submit a report of compliance to the USDA so that you will be eligible for any indemnity should you need it. One thing I would want to also really bring to the forefront is that the purpose of this audit is not to micromanage your biosecurity plan on your farm or to critique what you do or how you do it on your farm. This audit is merely to verify that you and your employees are doing on your farm what your biosecurity plan says that you will be doing. Audits for commercial operations are necessary every 2 years, as I've previously mentioned, if your annual production number meets or exceeds these numbers that are listed here. Remember that these audits are to keep your farm eligible for any HPAI indemnity. If you do have commercial status in the state of Minnesota, but your production numbers are less than what is shown here, you may still be asked to complete the audit, which you can decline. However, the standard hasn't been set yet of what will happen if you do file for HPAI indemnity. The University of Minnesota and the Board of Animal Health are recommending these biosecurity principles as a best practice, regardless of the size of your operation. There might be producers in the Minneapolis city limits that only have 3 or 4 chickens, and there might be a hobby farmer in the suburbs that have 50 to 100. Regardless of the size, these biosecurity principles are very solid and they help evaluate and manage any disease risk that you can have on your farm, regardless of the size of your operation. So exactly how do you prepare for this audit? I don't want you to be overwhelmed by having to think about all of the tasks that might be forthcoming in preparing for it. So first off, there are 4 documents that I would like you to download and have on hand. Specifically, if you're the farm owner, the site manager, or the designated biosecurity coordinator, read through these documents and be familiar with them. The first 3 come directly from the NPIP website, which you can find at poultryimprovement.org. The first is going to be the biosecurity program standards and the 14 principles. This is the very best place to start in learning about what the 14 principles actually are and the further details in paragraph form, so be prepared to read. The second document are the Biosecurity Principles Audit Guidelines. This is a document that's going to ask some more questions and digs a little deeper into the specifics of each principle. And these questions are actually very helpful when gathering and collecting any of the documentation you might need to submit with your audit. The third document is the Biosecurity Principles Audit Form. This is literally the standardized form that's being used across the country to assess your biosecurity plan and any documentation. Essentially, this is the answers to the test. So you can go through, and if you have information, documentation as to why or why not you don't have any of those things, you will be more than prepared for your very first audit. The fourth document is going to be very helpful, and it comes from the U.S. Poultry and Egg Association. And this website actually is going to take you to a request form in which you will submit a request to receive a one-time download of this template in order to create a biosecurity plan. This is asking even more questions than what the NPIP documents list, so it will be a really great addition into preparing for your audit. It is a one-time download, so make sure that you do download it and save it to your computer and save a hard copy. You can also continue to get help preparing for your audit right here each week. Tune into the U of M Poultry YouTube channel and our blog, which you can find through the extension.umn.edu website. Hopefully, by preparing for your audit step by step, which is what we will be doing each week, you're going to be a little less overwhelmed and increase your opportunity for success of having a really great first audit. If you have any further questions, please reach out to me by email or by phone, which you can find here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.